Hello and welcome to HBM's Crypto-Corner for Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. We have quite a few things to talk about, so let's get started. Endangered egg-laying mammal seen for the first time in over 60 years. An expedition through a perilous mountain range in Indonesia captured the first ever photographic evidence of the species, which has a unique and fragile evolutionary history. Hang on a second. I'm going to refresh the page.
Generation of now is NBC News Now.
Long lost echidna species for the first time in over 60 years. Edinburgh's long-beaked echidna. And there you go. This was in Papua New Guinea. It's an egg-laying creature. Wow. So anyway, there you go. Interesting stuff. Good to see that at least one, what could be considered a cryptid species, actually still exists. That's good news. New Thylacine Research Project casts doubt on last captive Tasmanian tiger assertions. Now, this is the last known footage of the thylacine. In short, a year after two researchers announced they'd found the remains of the last thylacine to die in captivity, their hypothesis has been challenged by a new research project. The project's authors have also challenged the proposition that the last thylacine died of exposure after being shut out of its sleeping enclosure. What's next? They hope their research puts an end to what they describe as the myth the last thylacine was disregarded and died of neglect. Apparently, the footage is 90 years old. And it was colorized. And there are those, and I've documented on this show, there are those who claim that the thylacine never went extinct, that they're still in existence even today. But of course, we don't know that for sure. It's possible, but probably highly unlikely. Who knows? I mean, maybe there are still thylacines or Tasmanian tigers running about. After all, there are witnesses who claim they've seen them. Could they all be wrong or perhaps mistaken? That's always possible. I suppose time will bear us out. Will bear it out. We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. The forensics of the Loch Ness Monster. Continuing the theme of the previous article on the Hugh Gray photograph, there has been various feedback ranging from I see it and I don't see it to more analytical responses. Before I address the main point of this posting, some have said that by outlining the features I see in the eel-like head, I have admitted the image cannot be seen on its own. This is not true. What I annotated was a zoom in of the best image we have, and hence de facto it becomes more grainy. So I show below a better zoom out and invite people to see the fish-like head with mouth open on the right extremity of the creature. And this is the photograph. I'm trying to figure out, I guess this is a location map or an overhead shot. It's a very interesting photograph. It looks a bit like a sea serpent type, or maybe a giant snake. There are there giant snakes in Loch Ness, or is it an eel? Or is it a zeuglodon, a whale-like creature, an ancient whale? And what exactly is this photograph? I don't know. I think there's another article that talks about this. So let's go to that. This year is the 90th anniversary of that first Loch Ness Monster photograph. Now, this apparently precedes the surgeon's photograph. I first wrote on the famous Hugh Gray photograph back in 2011, a picture that was snapped on a calm day on the Sunday of November 12, 1933. 90 years on, I still think it is one of the most intriguing pictures taken, especially taking into account the image of the animal head to the right of the photo. In fact, the Loch Ness Center will be using that 90th year as a reason to host some talks by eyewitnesses on photos they have taken. Details are here. Doubtless, as other media outlets comment on this anniversary, you may see the image below presented to you. Okay, let's check this link out. The superior image, copied by Mr. Heron Allen at the time, was rediscovered by Maurice Burton and passed on to Stuart Campbell. It is shown below and should be the only reference point for this particular debate. It is from this version that the head image at the top was enlarged. Interesting. That's very fascinating. Is it Loch Ness Monster? And what exactly is it? Now, is this... Wait a minute. Okay. Wait a second. Is this the same photograph as this, or this is a different photograph? I can't really tell. It's a good question whether this is Nessie or not. I suppose we'll never know for sure. 10 Native American legendary creatures you need to know. Native American lore features many legendary creatures and supernatural entities that were understood as beneficial to humanity, but just as many that pose serious threats to be avoided. These beings, although frightening, often served an important cultural function in warning the people away from danger or encouraging their appreciation of the power of the spirit world. And here's the list of the 10 creatures: Ogopogo, Skinwalker, Wendigo, Flying Head, Two-Face. That's a Batman villain. Great Horned Serpent, Cats. You have to be very careful. Look at that word right there. Cats hit Uwashku, Makwas, Tahian, and Bigfoot. There's brief descriptions of each. Of course, the link to this will be included below, as all my links are included below, if you guys want to check it out. A Yowie expert is convinced viral attack footage is real and claims thousands have seen Australia's Bigfoot ripped clean in half. Yowie researcher claims footage of Yowie prints is genuine. The resurfaced video shows a wild boar ripped clean in half. The one problem with this, I've seen the actual video, and there's no blood as far as the hog or the boar that was ripped in half. There's an alleged footprint, but footprints are easy to hoax, I'm sorry to say. The footage shows something ripped, something may have been cut in half, not ripped in half, by a tool, not by a yowie. He says, in his opinion, everything looks right. I also receive reports of animals ripped in half all the time. There's no blood. Where's the blood? Do you see any blood here? I don't see any blood. Where's the blood? Maybe it was drained of blood somehow? I'd like to know how. And footprint, I mean, it's interesting looking footprint, but it looks like there's only one. I would only say to Mr. Harrison, better luck next time. Have you seen, possibly on Facebook, these recent photographs which allege to show Sasquatch? Allegedly, they're from early times before color film. All these vintage Bigfoot pictures that are currently circulating aren't legitimate. Don't be fooled by these realistic quote unquote vintage photos. As comedian Mitch Hedberg once said, I think Bigfoot is blurry, that's the problem. It's a running joke among the cryptozoology community that if you see a non-blurry picture of the legendary cryptid, then it must be a fake. But a recent series of realistic, quote-unquote, historic photographs have been circulating social media convincing people these creatures are not only real but may have been common. Unfortunately, these images are all 100% fake and originated from an account that made it quite clear they were the products of generative AI. Besides, would Sasquatch get that close to humans? I think it's just looping back through the images here. It is certainly a cautionary tale to not be fooled by everything you see. I mean, they're very cool looking pictures, but they're they obviously do not show actual Sasquatch. Like I said, the Sasquatch would not get that close to humans. Unless they're posed and dead. It's just beware, buyer beware. I would caution. Trail camera captures possible Georgia cryptid on the move. Not every unidentified sound is Bigfoot. Is this terrible ASMR or just somebody who is imitating a dog and is imitating the opening to Down with the Sickness? According to some folks, it might be Bigfoot. There's no way to know, though, because footage just shows this forest with nothing happening. Nothing other than the whine of a mosquito while some sort of creature makes some sort of half barking, half shouting sounds, and maybe throwing some things in the general direction of the camera. Ribbing us with this. I mean, are they really ribbing us with this? That's how I'm sick. Humans doing that stuff. You think someone? Yeah, it was someone. I think it was a crazy homeless guy. There you go. Exactly. Not a Sasquatch. And even the article appears to say, yeah, I don't think this is a Sasquatch. Why put a headline up that says trail camera captures possible Georgia cryptid? Oh, I know. For clicks. For clicks. Clickbait, in other words. Well, there you go. Video. Bigfoot prints found in Wales. Let's check it out. You know what that actually looked like? Tell you what that actually looked like. It looked like a footprint. It looked like one of. It looked like one of the Bluff Creek footprints to me. This is what I think happened. I think someone bought a Bluff Creek footprint cast, which was from the 60s, and used it to try and hoax footprints. There's actually a follow up to this. Hang on a second. Here's the follow up. Welsh Bigfoot prints revealed to be fake. You think? A series of suspected Sasquatch prints found in the Welsh forest have been revealed as fake after the creator of the curious impressions stepped forward to explain their origin. The mysterious markings, as well as nearby strict structure also attributed to Bigfoot, seen in the video below, made headlines last week after it was reported that a crew of filmmakers and Bigfoot researchers had stumbled upon them while exploring a wooded area, of Caerphilly Mountain. While there was some understandable skepticism surrounding the peculiar discoveries, the curious case remained open until this past weekend, when a British cryptozoologist shared what he claims is the true story of the strange evidence found in the forest. They were filming a comedy section, or a comedy segment, apparently. Personally, with how well populated England is, I don't think there are any unknown creatures living there. I'm referring to England. I'm not talking about Loch Ness, which is Scotland. I don't think the forests are large enough in Great Britain to harbor any sort of large, hairy creatures. Yeah, I'm very skeptical of sightings in England. I just am. Sorry. And we have a twofer about Tasmanian tigers this week. Tale of last known Tasmanian tiger becomes subject of debate among researchers. A pair of Australian researchers are casting doubt upon a series of claims surrounding the last known Tasmanian tiger, which perished in captivity back in 1936. The on-academic dispute reportedly began last year when Robert Paddle and Catherine Medlock published a paper wherein they put forward a new version of events surrounding the proverbial final thylacine. Contrary to the popular story, wherein the last Tasmanian tiger was a male named Benjamin, Dill argued that it was actually an older female version of the creature that perished due to neglect. The upending of the iconic tale caught the attention of researchers Gareth Leonard and Stephen Slightholm, who have now called their counterparts' assertions into question with a new paper. So there apparently seems to be some sort of debate about which thylacine perished first and the circumstances under which it happened. Hmm. I mean, it brings to light the fact that there are those who think that there's still thylacines living. They're still living. Interesting to find out, wouldn't it? And that's going to do it for this week. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are the heart of the show. I always say that, but I always mean it. I'll continue as long as you guys want me to. Next week, I'll most likely do my show on Tuesday rather than Wednesday because Thursday is Thanksgiving. So my show will be a little bit earlier next week. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. And hey, until next week, y'all be good or be good at it. This is HBM's Crypto Corner.